Hello everyone, Tech1421 here. Welcome back to another Mega Moveset video. Today we're going to be covering Mega Venusaur. Mega Venusaur is a pretty cool Pokemon. All of the Generation 1 starters got a Mega Evolution. So Bulbasaur got that Mega Evolution on Venusaur. So that is pretty darn cool. And Mega Venusaur, I haven't really used it too much, but the games I've used it with this moveset, I've had great success. It's a moveset that catches the opponent off guard, and that's what I like to do. I like to catch the opponent off guard with a good moveset, something that will work and something that's unexpected. So also, before we start today's little episode, I do want to mention that I'm going to be trying to get through all the Mega Pokemon this summer. That's going to be my goal. So I'm going to probably try to do at least one a week, and I'll probably end up doing more than that because that's what we're going to have to do in order to get through all of the Mega Evolutions. I've already gone through about 8 or 9 or so. I kind of forget what the number was, but we're going to go with Mega Venusaur this episode. And in order to do that, in order to get through all of them, I'm probably not going to have a little montage after every episode. I might have a few clips here and there on certain Pokemon, but for this Mega Venusaur, we're not going to have a little montage after. If you guys really missed the montage, you really liked it, I guess I can do it. So if you guys can leave a comment down below if you really want to see those little montage clips after my moveset videos, then I will be sure to supply them in future episodes. But for now, we're not going to do that. So anyways, let's go ahead and get on to Mega Venusaur. First off, let's talk about Venusaur in general and the boost that it did get in its stats from Mega Evolving. So the attack got a boost, the defense got a boost, special attack, special defense, all got raises, and they're pretty good raises. They're all around like 20 or so that they got boosted up, which is really fantastic, and I think it really made Mega Venusaur pretty much a beast of a Pokemon. So its HP and speed stayed the same, but that's okay. Mega or regular old Venusaur, as far as abilities go, you can go both ways on this. If you want to, if you have a Sun team, I think Chlorophyll is obviously the better choice. I don't think Overgrown is going to be that great, but if you don't run any Sun on your team, there's not really a huge point to using Chlorophyll at all. So you can go that either route. You can also use Venusaur, just a regular old Venusaur, if you're on a Sun team and you have that Chlorophyll up, or you have the Sun up. So go either way there. But Thick Fat is the Mega Evolution's ability for Mega Venusaur. This Pokemon receives half damage from fire and ice type attacks. Obviously, Venusaur is super effective. It takes super effective damage from fire and ice, so this ability is great. So you're only really going to have to worry about Psychic and Flying types, the other two types that are super effective against Venusaur. Venusaur is resistant to a lot of different types, actually. Electric, Fighting, Grass, Water, and Fairy is the types that it actually resists, which is a good amount there. And so it's essentially going to take neutral damage from Fire and Ice, as well as a lot of different types. But I think this Thick Fat ability really makes it a super tank, as well as it's a lot of bulk that it does have on it. So that's that. Things you're going to want to switch in on are going to be like grass types, fairy types. There's a lot of fairy types out there. You can also switch in on water types, as well as anything else that it resists. But I think the main thing is those fairy types out there, and the water types, the water rock types too, because you can get some good damage, and you can set up a Swords Dance, which we'll get into that. But let's go ahead and get to the EV spread. EV spread, I am going to make it Adamant because it's going to be kind of a physical attacker. And so 252 Adamant in attack, and you're going to want to decrease that special attack. And then I put it in HP as far as the remainder of the 252 there. I put it in HP. You can definitely put it in like special defense, make it more bulky, but I think HP is the way to go, so you can kind of get more bulky there. And then 4 points in special defense. I can see this going anywhere really, defense, HP if you didn't put 252 in HP. Speed, I don't know if that's necessary, but you can definitely do that as well. So yeah, let's go ahead and get on the moveset, which is the most important part. Now, if you're thinking Mega Venusaur, if you see a Mega Venusaur in a game, more times than not, it's going to be a special attacker that's really bulky and has some kind of healing mechanism on it. You can see Aromatherapy, definitely Giga Drain and Sludge Bomb are going to be the most common on Mega Venusaur. So this moveset's really going to surprise people and going to catch people off guard. If you can switch in on something that it resists and it's going to take not very much damage from, then you can get that Swords Dance off, and then you're going to be at ×2. Swords Dance, I always, whenever a Pokemon gets Swords Dance, I always look at two things. One, if it has a lot of good coverage moves that work well with its stab, and also I look to see if it has a good attack. And Mega Venusaur definitely has a good attack. It has 100 base attack, and we're making it adamant, so it's definitely a good attacker. It's not the best attacker, but it's going to catch things off guard and has really good coverage moves as well as good stab moves. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't get like a poison jab or anything like that, so we can't use a poison physical attack. Sludge Bob's really the only thing you can use as far as stab goes, but this is a physical Venusaur, so we don't really want to waste a special move on Venusaur. So I went with knockoff. I can also see people using Outrage here, but I don't like using Outrage for such a slow Pokemon because you're going to be locked into it, and I just don't like using Outrage. You can definitely use it. I think it would be pretty decent, but I think knockoff's a good way to go. If something gets knockoff, you're going to want to try to use knockoff in some way because knockoff is such a powerful move. It does 1.5 damage if Pokemon has a held item, and it removes that item, so that is really nice. It's good against ghost types. It has good coverage against ghosts, which you don't really have good coverage on, especially because of the earthquake and anything with like levitate. So that's that. So anyways, I think knockoff's a very good move to use. Earthquake is your next one. Base 100 power. Earthquake's always been a really good coverage move. If something gets Earthquake and it's physical attacker, chances are you're going to see Earthquake on it in some way, even if it's not ground type and doesn't get the stab bonus from Earthquake. Earthquake's just a great move to use. We talked about Swords Dance. You're going to want to try to get that attack raise as soon as possible, and to make Venusaur such a beast. Power Whip is going to be your stab move and kind of your go-to move. It does have 85% power. If you don't like missing moves, I recommend going with, if I can find it here on the list, Petal Blizzard, which is 100% accuracy. It hits all adjacent Pokemon, so if you're going in doubles, this might actually be a better thing to use. But for singles, which is what we're talking about, I think Petal Blizzard might be good, but I definitely like the extra 30 base power plus a stab is going to make it a much more powerful move to do. And I would stay away from like Razor Leaf and like Seed Bomb and all that. So that's going to be pretty much it. That's all we really have to talk about for this. And I really like the moveset. I've used it a bunch in my Pokemon X version that I've used, so I don't really have any clips from that. But it's really good, and I think it's a great Pokemon. I think this will catch a lot of people off guard. Try it for yourselves. Let me know what you think about it, as well as anything else that you have to comment about in the comments down below. If you guys can leave a like, that'd be greatly appreciated. That really does help out tremendously. And I will see everyone in the next Mega Moveset video. See everyone later. Peace.